All right, today we're going to look at some algebraic fractions. Now the first one's multiplication. So when it's multiplying fractions, you just multiply the top together and multiply the bottom together. Now in this case, we can also do some factoring. So we're just going to do that in the same step. The top, we get x minus 3x plus 2 when we factor. The bottom, we have a difference of squares for the first denominator. And then the second denominator, we can factor out a 3x, leaving us with x plus 2. Now you'll notice x plus 2 divides out, x minus 3 divides out, and then here we can take a 3 out, leaving us 2 over 1, and 1x out. Now we can just simplify. We have a 2x over x plus 3. With division, the first thing we do is invert and multiply. So the first fraction stays the same. We change it from division to multiplication, and we flip the second fraction. Now we can factor all the trinomials and the difference of squares. Now that those are factored, you can see that the x plus 6 divide out, the x minus 6 divide out, and the x plus 2 divides out, leaving us with x minus 4 over x minus 2 for our final answer. Now to look at addition and subtraction. Now if you remember, addition and subtraction of fractions require a common denominator. Now in some cases like this, we can just multiply the two denominators together. So our common denominator would be x plus 3, x minus 2, which means we also have to multiply the top by x minus 2. Same thing here, x plus 3, x minus 2, we'd have to multiply the top by x plus 3. We can combine the fractions. Multiply out the top. And collect like terms. Now this one, find the common denominator. Yes, you can multiply them together, but that's going to create a bigger one than we need. It's usually best if we find the lowest common denominator. Now if we look at the 2x plus 4, we can factor out a 2. So my common denominator for this will be a 4x squared x plus 2. And this will work for all of the fractions. Now again, this is the lowest common denominator. You can use larger common denominators, but it usually means you will have to do some simplification at the end to get the final answer. So here we will need to multiply by 5 times 4, x plus 2. Here we multiply the 3 by 2x squared. And the last one, we need an x times x plus 2. Now we can combine them. Multiply things out. Collect like terms. This example here you'll notice that the first one we can factor using difference of squares. So we have x plus 1, x minus 1. And you'll notice the last fraction is over x plus 1, which is very close to what we already have. And the middle fraction is 1 minus x. So we have to actually simplify this one. We can actually make it an addition and switch the x minus 1 around. So essentially what we're doing is multiplying a negative 1 through that fraction, and it'll make it an x minus 1. From there, we can then put them all over the x plus 1, x minus 1, combine the fractions, multiply out, collect like terms, or your final answer. Now you could multiply out the denominator to get x squared minus 1, and that is correct too, but usually we just leave it in factored form.